Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about how to build your champions. And in my opinion, there are four main ways to do that. And those are the Speedster, the Debuffer, the Resistor, and the Damage Dealer. Everything else should be a derivative or combination of these. And we're going to go through what each of these mean and provide some examples for them. So we're going to kick things off with the Speedster. These are the champions that you will build for speed, and only speed. Prime example of this, of course, is Arbiter, everyone's favorite arena speed lead and champion, or a turn meter filler. So as you can see, look at my artifacts here. We got speed, double speed there, double speed there, triple speed there, triple speed there, double speed there, and these are speed boots. The banner also has double speed, for a grand total of 350. So my Arbiter is all about speed. If I could try and get some main stats along the way, HP and HP, great. But if my fastest piece was flat stat as well, I would put that on her. But it happens to be HP, so I kept that on her. And yeah, I don't have a real banner. It's just the fastest banner I have with a maxed glyph as well. So her main purpose is to go first and go fast. Another example of a Speedster style champion build is my Yoshi the Drunkard, who's currently in work. But if we go through the gear pieces, you'll see double speed here, double speed there, double speed there, triple speed here. And note, this is a flat stat defense. It doesn't matter what the main stat, I just want him to go fast as possible. So the triple speed on flat stat does the job. Double speed here, and these are speed boots. Now he will have a banner that I think has around 16 or so speed, and that will bring him up to a total of somewhere around 285-ish speed, probably 300 if I start to use bigger glyphs on some of these pieces. So one of the main things you want to look for if you're trying to build a Speedster is to ensure that they have a high base speed. So Lady Kimmy here, one of the fastest champions in the game, is at the highest we have at 115. The example of Arbiter I had earlier, she is at 110, but you could also have champions such as the recent fusion Morrigan, who when fully ascended, I think she has 112 speed. You also have Siffy, the Lost Bride, another common one, who has 114 base speed. So any of those could work, and you just put your fastest pieces on them so that in arena or other areas, if you want to use them, Doom Tower sometimes for those faster waves, they will go first, and that is their main job, to go first, and then maybe they can do other stuff later, but the primary thing is to go first and go fast. Moving on, the second type of champion build is the Debuffer. This is the most common in the game, as most champions have some form of debuff in their kits, and the primary things that are important for these are speed and accuracy. So prime example here is Syl of the Drakes, the free daily login reward champion. I have mine built in a stun set and a speed set, and in total, she's a defense-based champion, but I consider her just a support. But she has 3.8k defense, 53,000 HP, 232 speed, and 357 accuracy. If we look at the pieces, you'll see a common theme. We got speed and accuracy, double speed accuracy here. On the helmet, we've got double accuracy and speed. On the shield, we've got double accuracy and speed. On the gloves, we've got defense percentage with speed and accuracy. On the chest, we have HP percentage with some speed. No accuracy there, but it's main stat with speed. And speed boots with defense and accuracy. The banner is also accuracy with speed and HP and defense. So Syl is very well known for her stun ability here. That's primarily what she's built for. And I use her in hard Doom Tower waves on the upper floors. And so she needs enough accuracy to do the job. The mobs at that level usually have the low 300s for resistance. So 350 accuracy is enough to land the stun on them. And I put enough speed on her to take turns often enough. She doesn't need to be super fast like a Speedster, for example, like my Arbiter. So she doesn't need to be 300 plus, but 230 is around a good number to shoot for any type of support, because they'll go often enough to land the stuns or land whatever debuffs they have. So that's a good goal to shoot for. And here's another example. There are tons and tons and tons of debuffers in the game, so I'm not going to go through all of the possibilities here, but I wanted to highlight a couple that most people might be more familiar with. So we have Mighty Uko here, fairly recent fragment summon champion at the time of this recording, and I have mine built in Relentless and Perception. The total stats come out to about 51,000 HP, about 2,700 defense, 242 speed, and 429 accuracy. If we look at the gear, we got speed and double speed and accuracy here. We have double speed and accuracy there. We have double accuracy and speed here. We've got HP percentage with triple speed and accuracy. We've got defense percentage with double speed and accuracy, and speed boots with accuracy. So again, similar to Syl, he's built decently high speed and good accuracy. This Uko is made for Hydra, so brutal and beyond. And so the Hydra heads at that point have a much higher resistance than Doomtower Hard Waves, so he needs a little bit more, 400 plus. So I went for about 430 was what I was targeting, and accuracy on the banner with some speed and some defense there. So his job is to do a bunch of stuff: decrease accuracy, block buffs, removing buffs. He can also revive, increase speed, and decrease attack on the A1. So in order to do all of that, I need him to go fast, and I need him to have enough accuracy. And in this case, I wanted him to do more of what he does best, so I put him in a Relentless set. So that's more buff stripping, more decrease attack, more chances to revive if people die, and more block buffs and decrease accuracy. The next type of champion build is the Resistor. So for that, I have an example of my Vogoth here, who I run in a Curing and an Immortal set. And that's primarily because his job is to soak up damage due to his Festering Dynamo passive here, where he heals all allies 50% of the damage he receives, 20% if it's from bosses. So I want him to heal my team as much as possible, and he's supposed to soak as much damage as possible. Although I do want to keep him alive and have more HP, so that's why I put the Immortal on him. The total stats here are 85,000 HP, 2,000 defense. Note 167 speed, very, very slow. 437 resistance, and a little bit 187 accuracy. If we go through the gear pieces here, we've got double resist and speed with some HP. We've got double speed with resistance. We've got double resistance with speed and some HP. We've got HP percentage with speed, resistance, and accuracy. HP percentage again with accuracy, resistance, and some speed. And HP percentage again with speed and resistance and a little bit HP, flat HP there. The banner is also resist with speed and HP. So speed was not truly important, but it's something that is just part of the build. I don't want him too slow so that he never takes a turn, but I want him slow enough that he goes last and he just heals up everybody else, and then I could use some other champion to heal him, or he just dies and you make sure that my nukers in arena, for example, are full health afterward. So he has high resistance primarily for Bommel. So when the bombs explode, the minions, he can heal the rest of my team. I pair him with Rector Drath so she can heal him up. And he has a little bit of accuracy, as much as I could squeeze into the build, focus mostly on resistance, but a little bit of accuracy because in arena on my go second team, sometimes it's nice when he can land the provoke 75% chance. So if he can, provoke that Kandrafon, he'll A1 this guy instead of my Genbo or whoever else I'm using on that team. So that is Vogoth. Another example here is my lovely Nekret the Great. I have him in a shield set and Immortal, and he is just a absolute tank. But I also want him to, not get stripped, not get debuffs on him, so I built him with high resist, and his kit does not require any accuracy, and even his one debuff on the A1 cannot be resisted, so he needs no accuracy, and he benefits a ton from resist aura as well. So if we go through the gear here, we've got double speed and resist. We've got resist and speed, double resist and speed. We've got triple speed and resist with some HP. We've got HP percentage with speed, double speed, and resist. We've got defense percentage just with speed and some resistance and some HP. And HP percentage boots with triple resist and some speed with a little bit of flat HP. The banner is a reaction banner, so that's great for arena, keeping him alive. And it's resistance with speed, HP, and defense, exactly what you want on a super tank like this. So if we look at the total stats here, I have 78,000 HP, we've got about 3.3k defense, 201 speed, so decently quick, Not super slow, but not super fast either, and 505 resist. So I want him to not get stripped by Madame Ceres's or stunned by other people and protect my nuker. So I want him to stay alive and shield them with the shield set. That's the purpose of that. So he's high HP, combining both set effects. So we start the fight in arena with the huge shield, protects my nuker, and he's also high resist, so he doesn't get debuffed, and allows him to stay alive and help my nuker stay alive and do the damage they need to do. So resistors are typically like your tanky champions. They can be defense based or HP based here, like Ursica, who I do not have. And you know, she has really high base HP, really high base defense, and some bonus resist. And so she's well known for her passive, Golden Guard, where she decreases the damage all allies receive from critical hits by 30%, and she'll receive it instead. So very commonly in Arena, you'll see Ursica's built super slow, super tanky, lots of reaction, so you can't crit on her, and she just soaks up damage from the other members of the team, high resist, so you can't debuff her as well. Another common example is the bane of everyone's Arena offense experience, which is Duchess Lilitu. So similar thing where she has no need of accuracy in her kit, high HP, decent defense, and the bonus resistance. So she's built usually super high resistance, so you can't debuff her, and she's just there to take some hits. Ethereal Ways the passive here, where she takes less damage, or all allies take less damage from AoE attacks, so built-in stalwart set effectively. And she just tanks hits and revives the entire enemy team so they can kill you instead. And finally, the last of the 4 types of champions you will build, the damage dealer. So these are typically champions who are built to smack, smack, and smack. So I have my Rotos here, the Lost Groom, built in a Savage set to ignore some extra defense, enemy defense. If we go through the artifacts, he has double speed here, crit rate, and attack with some HP. Great on him since he is primarily based on attack, but he's also a bit of HP as well on some of his abilities. So it's good to have a good mix of both on a Rotos. On the helmet here, you got speed and attack. On the shield here, we've got 20 crit rate, huge, a little bit of HP, and some speed, some crit damage. We've got crit damage gloves with attack, crit rate, flat attack, and a little bit of speed, all what you want. We've got an attack percent chest plate here with crit rate and some speed and a little bit of HP, some accuracy, but that's more of a bonus, and speed on the boots with some crit rate. Attack on the banner as well, triple attack roll there with some HP and some speed. So total stats, really low on the HP, but he's meant to do a lot of damage, so 29k, 5.6k attack, 2.1k defense, 191 speed, 100% crit rate, 208 crit damage. So I wish this was higher, but that's just a gear quality thing, and my Savage is not amazing, and I do what I can. Also crit damage on the amulet. Not as important to have accuracy resistance on this particular champion, but it's a 6-star amulet with crit damage, and then attack on the ring, triple attack there. So that's a nice ring. So his job, again, is to kill people. So we go in with the A3 and try to kill someone, ignore unkillable, block damage, guarantee an extra turn, and we start stealing some HP. So he's built with somewhat low HP because he can gain it by attacking people. So that's one of the benefits of using a Rotos in particular. So where Rotos is considered a sniper or a single target damage dealer, I also have Foley here, who is a nuker or an AoE damage dealer, and he's built in a double cruel set. Don't have Savage for him yet, but cruel suffices for now because at least you get the attack and a little bit of ignore defense, 10%. If we go through the gear pieces here, we've got a ton of crit rate, triple roll there with some speed and some crit damage, a little bit of HP. We've got crit rate and speed with some attack on the helmet. We've got some crit rate, crit damage, and speed, a little bit of HP on the shield. Crit damage gauntlets with attack and crit rate, a little bit of speed, some attack. We've got an attack chest plate with crit rate, a little bit of HP, and some crit damage. And we've got some speed on the boots with crit rate, crit damage, and a little bit of flat attack. On the banner for him, I also have attack, double attack roll with some speed, a little bit of HP. Again, with the 6-star crit damage amulet, it happens to have resist. That's not purposeful. It happened to roll that, so I kept it on him. Main thing is that it's 6-star. for a damage dealer. And we have an attack ring, double attack with some HP, a little bit of defense, and some flat HP. So Foley stats come out to about the same as Roto's, right? 30,000 HP, 5.3k attack. Really low on the defense, but as long as he does his job, it doesn't matter. 192 speed, 100 crit rate, full crit rate, 254 crit damage. And I like using Foley because on his A3 here, if he kills anybody, they cannot be revived. So if you're going against a Duchess type of defense, if you happen to kill the enemies with this ability, they can't be revived by her. So it can be very, very strong. So that's why I like using Foley. It's one of my primary arena nukers. Now, of course, nukers are a dime a dozen. Everyone should be somewhat familiar with trying to Goat Mallet, one of the hardest hitting AoE damage dealers in the game. Mainly known for her A3 and A2, both of which smack really hard. And she's great because she does have a really, really high base attack. But in addition to that, she also has very high multipliers on her abilities. I believe the A3 is a 3 on each hit, so that's a 6 times multiplier altogether. And I think her A2 is somewhat less than that, but it also has the finicky second hit that can do a lot of damage. So you want high base attack, but you also want them to have a balance between good multipliers and high attack. There are some champions that have high multipliers but low main stat, and so that doesn't really work. And you have some champions that have great high attack, for example, but low multipliers. I should also mention that there is the realm of defensive based nukers. So I have my Stultus here that I got from the Guaranteed of Summon event. So he is defense based, so he has about 3.7k defense. It should be around 4k, I think, when I finish maxing the rest of his gear. But full crit rate, 196 speed, 30,000 HP, 214 crit damage. And he is in Savage as well. So your nukers, your snipers, typically you want them in Savage. That's how they do the most damage, because ignoring defense just means less damage mitigated by the enemy. But you want to match their main stat to whatever they're working on, or whatever they're working with. So in the case of Stultus, his chest is a defense percentage with speed and crit rate, a little bit of HP. Unmaxed because I'm waiting for the appropriate artifact enhancement to get that done. So a little bit of min-maxing there for you. And I almost forgot, but there is also the world of HP-based nukers. So here we have Magnar, very famous for his A2 here. He attacks all enemies, place an extra hit on enemies without HP burn. This has a 0.22 times HP multiplier, so a 0.44 overall for both hits. And he is one of the hardest hitting HP-based nukers in the game. So I have him, 71,000 HP, some attack and defense, a little bit of toughness, 183 on the speed, 100 crit damage, and 205 on, 100 crit rate and 205 on the crit damage. So, and again, highlighting that his chest is HP since he's HP based, and that's how he does his damage. So we got speed and crit on an HP percentage chest. Now for the newer players, early game players, I did want to highlight this as a common problem where you see accounts like mine who are in the end game and you see, oh, I have this champion in that set, that champion in this set, etc. And you think, well, I have Silda Drakes. Someone said put her in Relentless, so I'm just going to force her into Relentless. And I'm here to say that stats are more important than sets. So in order to highlight that, I have my Nekmothar here, who you can kind of see what I'm going for. I want him in a Provoke set, but I don't have all the pieces yet, and so he's in 3 pieces. He is in nothing. He has no set bonus. But he's built for Hydra, and he has almost 50,000 HP, 3,000 defense, 251 speed, and 388 accuracy. I want that to be closer to 400 by the end. But the point is, he's not in any set, but he has the stats to do the job. He's quick, and he has the accuracy. He's a debuffer style champion, a speedy debuffer to be exact. And so even though he's not in any particular set, I do want him in Provoke, like I said, so he can provoke the Head of Decay in Hydra. But I still have the stats I need for him to be able to do his job, and that's more important than the set. I am not going to force him into a taunting set just to get the set, and then I lose out on the stats that are important. And if people were curious what he has on, we have a double speed and accuracy on the weapon, double accuracy with speed and some defense on the helmet. We've got double speed with accuracy and defense on the shield. On the gauntlets, we have HP percentage with double speed and accuracy, a little bit of attack and crit rate. Not really built for damage, but it's a bonus. Defense percentage on the chest with speed, resist, and accuracy. And on the boots, we have speed boots with double accuracy and resist and a little bit of HP. So if I get some provoke set that has or speed boots with accuracy or a defense chest with speed and accuracy, etc., you get the point. If I get that in the provoke set, then he'll be in the set officially. But until then, he's rocking no set. And I'm focusing more on the stats so that he can do his job in Hydra. So to bring this to a close, the main purpose of this video is to show you guys how to build your champions by highlighting the 4 main types that I've found and the combinations thereof. Now, I'm showing the gear pieces not to flex on my gear quality or anything, but just to show you the type of substats that you want to look for each of the types. So Ugo here is a debuffer, so I want speed, some accuracy, and some HP because she is a support and she does heal based off her HP. So it depends on the champion's kit and what you need them for and what they're built to do. Most debuffers in the game will require some combination of speed and accuracy, the right amount to do the job, so you need them fast enough to take some turns, and fast and accurate enough to land their debuffs. If you're just dealing with a pure speed champion, then you just want them to go as quickly as possible. Like my Yoshi here, just a bunch of speed with speed stats. Flat stats can be okay if you're just looking for speed, or sometimes on a debuffer, you're just looking for accuracy. In the perception set, for example, maybe you don't need a ton of speed, and you can just look for something with accuracy substats. It can be a flat stat. But if you need them to take hits or survive, then you probably want to look for a main stat if possible with similar substats in speed or accuracy depending on the champion and the purpose of their build. If you have a resistor, like my Vogoth, you'll want them to have high resistance, and speed can be variable. For someone who's just a pure tank, you don't need a lot of speed, but if someone you need to be somewhat faster, you can put some speed on them. For a damage dealer, you do typically want to maximize their primary stat, which Dark Elhain here is attack based, and ideally you have the gloves in as crit damage with crit rate. But if you're earlier in the game and that's not possible, sometimes crit rate gauntlets work just fine and you can get the crit damage elsewhere. Something else that's possible in the end game is to have main stat boots. You sacrifice the speed because most champions, 99% on your account, and you can see on my account as well, will have speed boots. But some champions you can get away with having main stat boots. So for her, I have attack percentage boots with speed and crit rate in the Savage set. And so she's relatively slow at 179, but that allows me to crank her attack up, and while maintaining high crit damage, and accuracy resistance is negligible on her since she is a nuker. And of course, I do want to reiterate the importance of focusing stats over sets. If you can get the stats in the desirable set, that's great, but if you cannot, just go for the stats. That is more important because your champions need to function over getting the functionality of some sets. Alright, so I hope this video helped you guys out and showed you how to build your champions in one of the 4 ways or a combination thereof, and highlighted which champions need what kind of stats. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more like this. And comment down below if you think there's a 5th type or 6th type that I totally missed. I'd be keen to hear. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.